Is there a celebrity challenge at some point on the way to the game? Kabam Jax needs your input on that matter. Incursions Buff is great news, but will it include any hidden surprises? Let's investigate. Update on the VFX issue in Act 8.1. Is it compensation worthy? And a quick roundup of Battlegrounds issues still out there and compensation for issues that went out yesterday. Yes, hello everybody, welcome back to the Marvel Contest of Champions news show for Friday.
Have I ever told you how I lost my body?
Yeah, you probably have.
Dazzler's new album really rocks your face off!
I've heard that before. Do something different!
Time Quake! Someone change the future!
Well, that probably was Cable.
That was actually kind of fun.
Okay. And make sure to hit the like button, subscribe with post notifications on all...
Whatever you say, pal. So, tell me, what ex-person are you most attracted to? Okay.
No, yeah, we got to get on with news for this game. Shut up!
Okay.
In any case, now we've got all that Deadpool shenanigans out of the way, let's get into what is the question about this celebrity challenge. I don't think this is creating a celebrity challenge, but wouldn't it be really cool if the player base was able to create a celebrity challenge, like a summoner celebrity challenge, or yeah, call it like the summoner challenge. I don't know, but look. Kabam Jax is asking for choose 6 champions and tell us why they're thematically linked and important to you or your account. So again, cool. And lots of people have kind of like come out to kind of like say stuff. I mean, somebody's just going like, I like the long-ended explanation, but also like quick and snappy. It's kind of like a nice kind of medium there between these things, where someone says that Hyperion, Strife, Namor. I like it. There's like, this is funny. Strife is batty, Namor is fishy, Quicksilver is fast, Cable is cybernetic. Sorry, honestly, it's so early for me that I'm just like, bleh, need a coffee in a minute. Scarlet Witch is a wonderful woman. Oh, she's a wonderful woman. This is probably my favourite way. So Sandeep's is my favourite here, the way the explanation. But it's cool if you want to get involved with this. I don't know if this is something that could create a particular, like, I don't know, like celebrity challenge. But I thought it was kind of cool, and we missed celebrity challenges. I want to say that the last challenge was in 2020, which was the December 2020 John Mulaney challenge. This was one that incorporated like Spider-Ham and stuff. I think this was the last time. Don't quote me on that. I have looked back to see like on the special events whether or not there is anything else. So yeah, hopefully we can see more of these in the future. It just doesn't look very likely at this stage. Fingers crossed though for 2023, or maybe there's something towards the end of the year. Maybe there's a Black Panther thing coming around the corner. Who knows? Now let's face it, in MCC at the moment we've got a lot of bugs. There's a lot of bugs when it comes to Battlegrounds. There's a lot of bugs when it comes to Act 8 at the moment and how that's affected a lot of the VFX and enjoyment. And let's kind of go over some of these and kind of put people up to date. So first of all, let's focus on Battlegrounds, and also we've got some good news to talk about when it comes to Incursions, but we're talking about Battlegrounds in this particular segment. So one of the things about Battlegrounds, there's an issue at the moment, currently an issue where using Quake as an attacker can result in a win being taken as a loss. We are working to fix this issue as soon as we can. Not great, especially if that's causing you some materials or resources and items that you're putting into that particular grind. It may make you avoid in your deck to have a champion like Quake, or kind of a choice of an attacker like Quake, because it will result in that particular L when it should be a W, which is very much disappointing from an interaction standpoint. So that's the first thing. We then move on to other things as well. I'm going to shoot in game. On a plus side in game, there is some correction or compensation with bunny ears, and that is Battlegrounds correction. We apologize for some issues being present in the recent launch of Battlegrounds. We've corrected the issue present in mastery presets and victory track progression, and sorry for this inconvenience. We've attached some items for this message to assist, which are a shuffle signet, a victory shield, that's very helpful, and some elder marks, which again can be relatively helpful. And 2 energy refills. I've got to realize 2 energy refills, probably the most interesting thing for me at the moment, especially as I look to explore Act 8.1, which I've been posting out some content for so far. And just a follow up to anybody that's kind of a bit still apprehensive about this, about spending units on things like creating a second mastery deck, because let's face it, there's a unitary cost with it. The player here, vendor, says it's working now, tried it. So That just confirmed it is working as intended. So that's good news. It means that we're kind of getting to a point where Battlegrounds is getting fixed in certain places. There's still no follow-up on the announcement of how Kabam plan to make further changes to the mode, which they did say it would be earlier this week, but that's obviously delayed for whatever reason. We'll have to see what comes out. Like, maybe it's going to be next week then. In any case, don't know at this stage. Don't know. Next up and on to great news, happy news, joyous news. I mean, I'm excited about this. Don't know anyone else is. And that is what is available from an Incursions update. I'm excited. I like getting into Incursions. I got back into it about 2 months ago, and I've enjoyed myself. Even like lower sectors. I'll go into lower sectors for 5-star shards. And I've been kind of then interacting with people. Like, people have gone, hang on a minute, aren't you? And it's like, yeah. And thing is, unwittingly just going in just to help people out. Because, like, at the end of the day, going in auto-queuing in solo, not in solo, in like, obviously co-op, you don't know who you're going to get and whether or not they're able to go like a certain like way down there. But it's been nice to do that and just help out random people, just get as further and farther as possible with it. So shout out to the people that I've interacted with in the past that have gone, oh hello. But look, right. What's happening with this? We talked about it yesterday. There's a full video devoted to it on the channel. From 6-star incursion crystals, which are great, from the solo mode, which again is great, right the way through to a new sector, new challenges, new opportunities, and as well new bosses, because Ultron's been dethroned and Doctor Doom and Iron Man Infamous will be the new bosses for it. There's a lot of questions that have been asked as to what's going forward, but there's a lot of questions that remain open, and that's really with the store update. So Kabam say there's going to be an Incursion store update, which is great, and I do encourage people to go into game, go and do some incursions, and go get some dark artifacts, incursion artifacts. I got this problem because when this mode came in, it came in as dungeons. You got dark artifacts, and now. And it's like, now it's incursion artifacts. So I've really got to remember like to call it the correct thing now. But look, go in, do an incursions grind, and even though it's not top zone bonuses, there's milestones. I would recommend going and doing that and just topping up on some things. So maybe just randomly playing with people could be enough to get you the artifacts that you need, and hoard them. Like, I think there's a limit of 55,000. Don't quote me on that one. In my mind, I'm like, it's 55,000. I'm going to go and get a little bit more before it all comes to a point. I think we've got, is it 2 rotations before? No, 1 rotation. I've only got 1 rotation before. Maybe 2, actually. Maybe I'll be able to get a sneaky one in just there. No, I don't know. I don't think so. With it. No, actually, I better do it now, because it's... Do it now, and then you get another rotation of it before it all gets taken down. Because as Kabam say, incursions will be taken down into maintenance on the 28th, and then new incursions will come on October 13th. So getting as many artifacts as possible in order to kind of get something good is great. I love the mode, and I'm really happy about it. There's a few little responses here and there from Kabam Mike, which I think is going to be important when asked a question about if the acquisition of artifacts will change if I grind them out now to get the new rewards. Is it going to do the same amount of time after the update? And details are coming soon, but you can grind artifacts now and still be able to use them if you like. If you disable incursions for the period of the 28th to the 13th of October, you should consider taking the zone clearing daily objective out of the rotation during the time frame. So yeah, and they're going to do that. Fantastic. No additional entry tokens or anything like that. It's the same incursions you know, but you can now do it solo. I can't speak to difficulty tuning anything, not that I've had any indication that it would be different, but I imagine something has to be different in solo versus duo, but we'll have more info to share with you all before incursions come back in October. And something to point out is there is still information that is missing that I would have liked to have had answered from like just AI tuning and changes, input issues that have been received and seen in there, node re-rolling on some of the bosses, which can be so detrimental to a run in any kind of incursions, not kind of lasting more than a certain amount of kind of floors, zones, levels, whatever it is. So those are still some key things that need to be kind of answered and addressed. And there's a few other things as well. But I would say that a good chunk of the stuff has been kind of like well answered, and this is positive, and I'm very much looking forward to this, as well as Super Duper Buoys, who I play with regularly. So yeah, really looking forward to Incursions coming back, coming out strong, and feeling a lot of fun. Let's now move on to a very important topic and story, and that is all this situation around VFX and just like the current state of the game when it comes to stability around things like controls, which do seem to be a bit of a problem at the moment. Let's go into this. Like, first of all, let's start off with the Act 8.1 issues, the VFX problems. Now, I don't know if this is more of like a game-wide thing, especially because I've experienced it more in things like Act 8.1. As I'm doing the exploration, I'm definitely finding that things are just generally just pissing me off. And pissing me off from a sense of going like, I'm trying to evade a special attack, or I'm trying to evade a special attack in a VFX. There could be a projectile of some descriptions coming towards me. And so I'm thinking I'm swiping at the right time, but because there's nothing there, the projectile or the VFX thing that's coming towards me is not there. It is so difficult to time that, because you go, well, I've got to see it to avoid it. You're not like, I ain't got like Daredevil level of kind of hearing or senses or spidey senses to evade that shit. But let's face it, this is kind of annoying. It's annoying as well from the part 2 of that little element, because look, VFX are important to know when champions are phasing. They're gonna have like miss, like if you take the eye off the ball for a second and going, hang on a minute, why am I not moving? Oh, I'm rooted, but it doesn't say that I'm rooted. It is a massive problem for like players, and a lot of people are doing Black Widow Citalis doing guesswork unless the VFX are working for their particular device, because I've had people say that it was working, but then for others like it's not working. I don't know, for me it isn't working, and it's jarring, and it's very, very frustrating. And there's obviously a legitimate cause now to go, look, well, this is not part of the running of the game. Not even Act 7.1 was released in this particular state. So you go, right, this definitely is a cause for some sort of compensation to the player base in this regard. Largely left unanswered, and I don't know whether or not Kabam have looked at the input system as it is and gone, well, it's fine, it's done, we'll yeah, move on to the next thing, which, as I've said in the past, I don't think is ever the answer to this. It's like looking at basic controls and functions in different games. Different games will revert back to looking at these particular situations and just ensuring that these are working well for, you know, play tests and going, okay, well, how is this responding well? Is this responding fine? Do we need to increase the kind of response time to the click to then what happens with the action of the character? Are we looking at all of the devices that we possibly can? I know it's very difficult for Kabam to keep up to date with going, okay, well, we have to have the latest iPhone, the latest Android-based device of all these different types of brands in order to test out that kind of response. But that's the biggest problem. When you put this game in the hand, or you put it on these kind of app stores and different app stores, whether it's Google Play or it's iTunes, then you have to make sure that it's a game that functions over all of them. Otherwise, you'd make this game specifically only for certain devices of a certain type of operating system, time, and as well build, make, model, chipset, and all those particular variables. So as I said, it's something that I always think that Kabam should go back and regularly keep and making sure that they're kind of keeping it up crispy, responsive, and working well. But regardless of all these particular issues in Act 8.1, I've been avoiding paths where there's champions I know that are problematic on VFX, and I'm still enjoying myself. I'm having a great time, and I'm posting content on that one. If you've seen the 2 videos yesterday, I've probably got about 2, 3, maybe even 4 videos to post between now and Sunday before I go on holiday. That's just kind of showcasing some fun stuff I'm having with Act 8.1. In any case, what's happening with Act 8.1 in general? This issue is affecting some of the other visual effects for multiple champions, as well as still looking into things. They're testing out some possible fixes. We don't have any more information to share at the moment. Once we have more concrete info to share, we'll update everyone. That was yesterday. I think that's it from an update perspective. As I said, it may be best to kind of avoid certain things. Well, I say that because then people are going AQ and Battlegrounds may be affected as well. I haven't noticed it in AQ today, and I haven't noticed it in Arena as well. So for me, I feel it's localized to Act 8.1. As I said, other people, different experiences in different areas of the game. Apart from that, that looks like all the information that we have, and I'll let you know when I know more info about what's going down with it. But yeah, in any case, that has been a news show. Thank you very much for watching this Friday. Also, thank you to those that support on YouTube here as a YouTube member. Thank you. Also, those patrons. Thank you. You're on screen right now. Thank you very much. Thank you. Keeping that love and support. Also, those that support on twitch.tv/RichTheMan live. I may do one final stream Prime today before it is me off skis, but we shall see. We shall see. Get your Primes in if you've got Amazon Prime. That would be helpful. Thank you. And you can give that Twitch Prime. Also, and finally, make sure to check out some other content located on screen right now. I'll see it in the funny pages whenever that will be. Bye bye.